Hey guys, and welcome to the new episode of Full Throttle. And today we have a very special car because this is the best Audi you can buy right now. This is the brand new S8 and it's the fastest, the most technological and the best looking Audi you can buy on the market right now. And in today's episode we're going to explain to you just why the new S8 is so good. And what makes the Audi S8 truly special is that it's a very fast car. Audi says it will do 0 to 60 in around 3.5 seconds, but let's test it for ourselves. Here we have the car in the sport settings, which is labeled dynamic, and let's see just how fast this Audi S8 really is. We put left foot on the brake all the way down, right foot on the throttle, and go! It feels very fast but very smooth at the same time, and this is 0 to 60, it happened in an instant. Now let's check out how fast the car did it. That was pretty quick, but let's see what times did we get from the Audi S8. Thanks to our friends from Racebox, we get this awesome device from which you can record 0 to 60 times. Now we can see that it did a 0 to 60 run in 3.62 seconds, which is an incredible time for this two-tone limousine. Now what makes the S8 really special is the engine in the car. Unlike the new S6 and S7, here you don't get a diesel engine, but you get a real V8 petrol engine which is bi-turbo and produces 571 horsepower and 800 Newton meters of torque. This is enough for a 0 to 60 time in 3.5 seconds, and this is the same engine you get in the Lamborghini Urus, the Porsche Cayenne Turbo and all the sporty cars from the Volkswagen Group. And something else that makes the S8 truly special is that the car has 4-real exhausts. And if you know the new Audi models, you will know that this is very rare. And now let's check out how this S8 sounds. And the car is pretty loud, but not as much as a Mercedes S63 AMG, but still it's good for a sporty limousine. And now let's talk about how the new Audi S8 is like to drive. Unlike the Mercedes S63 AMG, this is not just a big limousine with a mighty engine. This car is very sporty and is the only sporty limousine in the Audi's class. There is no RS8, so this is the sportiest version of this car that you can buy. And Audi's S division has made sure that this car is good to drive, not only good to be driven in. You have very direct steering, but even though it's still light, just like in other Audi models. The engine has 571 horsepower and it does 0 to 60 in around 3.5 seconds. But what's really important about this car is not the numbers, it's the way the car drives, which is just amazing for such a big and heavy limousine. The S8 feels very agile, it feels very direct, and even though you don't have much of a connection between the car and the road because you're super isolated, you still feel that you're in a sporty car that can actually go fast in the bends and you don't have to fear for your life. Of course, here you have the quattro system, which means you have plenty of grip, but due to the rear wheel steering, you can actually even slide the rear if you put a lot of gas on the bends. This can be very fun without being too scary, but of course, no more than 50% of the power can be sent through the rear wheels, so you cannot actually drift the car. Still, the car feels very fast, it feels very direct, and it actually feels very smooth, unlike something like BMW M5, which just feels brutal. Overall, I think this is the perfect balance between power and comfort, and Audi S8 has absolutely nailed it, so I think this is the best sporty limousine that you can buy on the market right now. One of the biggest new features of the Audi S8 is the super clever air suspension system, which lowers and raises the car in various situations. For example, when you get in the car automatically rises up so you can get in easier. Let me demonstrate to you. The way the clever air suspension actually works is that you get a camera right here which scans the road ahead of the car, so if there is a bump or a road imperfection, it can actually make the suspension go higher or lower depending on the situation, and you can go over this bump with more ease. The other super cool thing about the new S8 is how the car looks. The car we have here features the Night Edition package, which features this cool black grille, you have black Audi badge and all the black exterior bits, which makes the car look so much stealthier and more aggressive. Overall, the S8 looks really cool, really sporty, and it's definitely a car you will notice on the road. Here we have the short wheelbase version of the S8, and you can actually get the car in a long wheelbase version, which is 13 centimeters longer than the car and features more rear space. We also get these tinted windows and this black trim, which is also part of the night edition package. In the back of the Audi S8 you get this cool light bar which connects the rear lights and is part of all new Audi models, but it definitely looks cool, especially when it does its little dance when you lock and unlock the car. Down on the car you get 4 real exhausts, which is very rare on a new Audi model, and you also get this little sporty diffuser, which also reminds people that this is a sporty version of the car. The interior of the Audi S8 is the perfect combination of the Audi S Sporty line cars and the luxurious Audi A8, but you get these nice sporty touches which remind you that this is an S model. You get an S badge here on the steering wheel, we get a lot of carbon, and you get this pretty cool carbon gear shifter which is amazing and feels very good to use. You also get these classic Audi S Sport seats which are amazingly comfortable and hold your body really well, and you also get the typical A8 interior which is the top of the class. Here we have the multimedia screens, you get an amazing Audi digital dash which has a special S Sporty model, you get an Alcantara roof, and also you get this pretty cool thing where the air vents show on and off when you're using them. And even though the S8 is a sporty Audi, this car still remains a limousine which has a lot of space in the back. You get one of the most comfortable seats that I have ever been into, and you get these super soft pillows for your head which makes you want to rest on these seats all day long. What's also pretty interesting is that you get this tablet right here, which is kind of like in the BMW 7 Series, but this one is a little bit better, and you get the same menus you get in the multimedia system. From here you can control the radio, you can check how fast the car is going, you can change the ambient light and entertain yourself in the back seat. And even though this is the short wheelbase version, you still get plenty of space in the back, and you also get these super beautiful carbon elements which remind you that this is a sporty limousine. And now we'll show you some of the things we find pretty cool about the new Audi S8. For starters, you get this red start and stop button which is only for the fast Audi models. This is one of the cars with the most beautiful ambient lighting, and you get these pretty cool LED light bars that go across the whole interior. Here we have many different set colors, and you can also choose the intensity of the ambient lighting. And it's also pretty cool the way you actually change the intensity of the air vents. You just have to slide your finger like this and say go up and down in intensity. What's also pretty cool is that in the back you get a full-size charger so you can charge your laptop, which is a pretty cool feature that you don't get in many cars. Many cars have massage functions these days, but this Audi S8 has perhaps the best massage you can ever get in a car. Unlike the BMW 7 Series where you can hardly feel anything, here you get a very hard massage, and you also have many different options which kind of do the same thing, but overall it's still a very nice and relaxing feature. The Audi S8 is truly what a sporty limousine should be, a big and comfortable and luxury car which has all the extras and technology you're ever going to need, but at the same time it's good enough to drive that from time to time you might want to do it yourself. This truly might be the best model that Audi makes right now.